while, a sea of concerned politicians and parents believed video games cause violence. In 1999, when the Columbine shooting occurred, they blamed the video game Doom for its excessive amount of blood and gore. Of course, they didn't. Of course, Doom didn't cause the Columbine shooting. The real reason will come out later down the line. Now then, this isn't the only time people were concerned about violence in video games. When Mortal Kombat came out, people were thrilled that you could put an excessive amount of blood and gore into a video game. With people decapitating each other or ripping out their spine, you name it. Of course, you can find this on a console like a Super Nintendo or a Sega Genesis, or so they thought. During this time, Sega and Nintendo were fighting and trying to prove who was superior. So, Midway Games, the creators of Mortal Kombat, decided to distribute Mortal Kombat to both the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. The only difference between the versions is, or one of the main differences between the versions, was with the Super Nintendo version removing the blood and gore. You could only access that by inputting a cheat code, while the Sega Genesis version kept in all the blood and gore without the requirement of any sort of cheat code. With the crowd of concerned parents and politicians growing due to the violence in video games that was very common nowadays, 2 congressional hearings took place, one in 1993 and one in 1994. Both discussed the issue that was at hand. So, with these hearings, they came out with the agreement of a rating system on video games. They would be rated based on the content of the game. For example, a game would be rated M for mature content such as drug abuse and alcohol. Now, to this day, people still believe violence in video games can be connected, which personally, I believe is ridiculous, but that's just me. Researchers have come out with the conclusion that that video games do not cause violence. For example, Christopher Ferguson, a psychologist who is a researcher on this topic, has said there is no evidence of a correlation, let alone even a causation. Now, that may seem like one person, but like I said, multiple people have come out with that same conclusion. Now, ironically enough, sometimes video games can cause positive side effects. For example, Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is a video game about surviving the endless and violent hordes of zombies. To progress through, you can either choose to have a single-player game with having your companions be AI, artificial intelligence, or you can play multiplayer, where the other teammates can be your friends or random people online. To progress through the levels, these 4 players must work together to keep each other alive, watch their back, and just look out for each other while shooting endless and violent hordes of zombies. Now, this isn't the case with all multiplayer games. For example, Call of Duty. That game is built on competitivity. But there's also other positive side effects with other games. For example, puzzle games can help people think more strategically, or massively multiplayer games or MMO games help people socialize. And with first-person shooter games, people say that their accuracy has improved due to the amount of time they've played them. There are other examples of this, other examples of positive side effects in video games, but that would take ages to state them all. All I'm trying to say here is that people should stop believing video games cause violence. Thank you.